Hey folks, Dusty here. Today I want to do a short video on my favorite essential things for going off-grid. If you're familiar with my channel, you've seen this guy before, the DeWalt DCB 1800 portable power station. This thing delivers silent power to any 110 device. The DCB 1800 has never let me down, whether it's the job site, a campsite, or helping me through a power outage at home. I'm currently using these 9 amp hour flex volt batteries, and depending on what I'm using the unit for, they can last me anywhere from a couple of hours up to a full week of light use. Higher amp hour batteries are available, and the unit will last longer with those. What I didn't mention before is this DeWalt Tough System storage cart. The Tough System has several different modular accessories that you can add. And one of those modular accessories you can add is the DeWalt DCB 1800 portable power station. It clips to the top on the left side and on the right side. The power station is a fairly heavy unit when you add on 4 of the flex volt batteries, but it clips on very securely and I've never had an issue with it coming off. The back side has a telescopic handle that drops down for storage. Speaking of storage, this is a great place to put all my DeWalt batteries and my extension cords when they're not in use. I can load all of that in there and not have to worry about anything being disorganized or out in the weather because of the nice weather-tight seal around the lid. It also has a handy tray for smaller items as well. The last DeWalt item I want to mention is the DCB 119 vehicle charger. This allows me to charge all my batteries on the go for free. Next up is the Champion 2500 watt generator. I use this when I need to recharge the batteries on my power station, which can be once a day or a couple times a week. I like this unit because it runs very quiet when it is on eco mode during low load operation. Of course, it does get louder when it is under a heavier load. One time during a power outage at the house, I was using this to power my fridge, furnace, and charge my power station simultaneously. Champion does offer a linking system where you can connect 2 generators together at the same time. The unit has a built-in 20 amp circuit breaker for the 110 side and an 8 amp breaker for the 12 volt side as well. The only time I've found that this unit has been unhappy is when I used it to power my 110 volt well pump at the house. The reason for this is because the well pump has such a dramatic kick-on high demand. Once the pump is running, it does very well. It's also quiet enough to use at the campground without bothering the neighbors too much. It does very good on fuel consumption as well. I generally don't run this for more than, say, 6 hours a day at max, but I've never put in more than 2 gallons in a week or so time. So, with our electric taken care of, let's talk about water. I picked up this 35-gallon poly tank several years ago, and I've used it dozens and dozens of times. It's very light, easy to move around, and doesn't take up a lot of space at all. You can easily put this in the back of your truck bed or on an open trailer and not have any issues with it. The tank itself weighs about 12 pounds and, filled up to 35 gallons, weighs around 280 to 300. This next item is a 12-volt water pump that I use in combination with the water tank. To keep it safe and tidy, I mounted it to this piece of 2x6 and added a bracket to the back side so I could hang it on the front of the trailer. I keep this short length of hose attached to it and just looped back to the pump itself to keep dirt and debris out of the pump. The pump originally came with 2 alligator clips to connect to a 12-volt battery, but I changed that to a 7-pole trailer outlet plug. This is much handier for when the water tank is in the back of the truck or on the trailer, and the battery is all the way under the hood. The pump came with this little switch, which I connected to the 2x6 with some wire clips to keep it tidy. Here's a few pictures of how the setup worked on my trailer. I have the tank sitting on the trailer and the pump clipped on the side. This worked great because the water would gravity feed right to the pump, and the cord was long enough to reach my trailer plug on the truck. My next favorite thing is my Bernzomatic torch with a 6-foot lead. This is fantastic for starting fires. No more fumbling with matches or lighters and burning your fingers. This has a trigger igniter and works on both the MAP gas tanks and the small green propane cylinders as well. The best part is it keeps your propane tank away from the fire as you're trying to light it. Of course, we have to mention cooking and what campsite or off-grid setup would be complete without some type of portable cooking stove. This one needs no introduction at all. But there are times when you need to do something other than cook on a cooktop. So that's where this little grill comes in, from Nexgrill. I picked this up at Home Depot a few years back, and I think it was 99 bucks. It's a stainless steel unit with dual burners that runs off propane. You can see that mine has been well used. Here is the model number and details on the unit. This grill has a latching lid and legs that fold up underneath it for storage. There's also a removable drip tray beneath as well. This has a very adequate cooking surface for the size of the unit. There's enough room for probably a dozen burgers and some hot dogs all at the same time. I've also used it with a griddle on top or a large pan as well. The cooking surface measures about 14.5 by 13. Well, that pretty much wraps up my list of off-grid essentials. And since we were talking about food, I'm going to leave you with this sizzling steak, just to help your imagination. Thanks for watching, folks. As always, take the trip and enjoy the ride.